Hello and welcome to Beyond the Lights, Football Across Texas, where we're talking football in towns with head coaches across the state. I'm your host, Brandon Brown, retired football coach and AD, and I'm glad you could join us today at this week's stop in the Lone Star State as we meet one more coach and one more town that make up the world of Texas high school football.
Favorite run play? I like ISO.
Power. You got to run the power.
Run the picket fence.
So I was hung up at the crow's nest.
My grandfather was the first African-American running back to be All-State.
I was 19 right about the time and went to a church revival and got saved. And that path changed my life. It's about going in there and changing lives.
Mudita, which is finding joy or happiness in others' success.
Now, I got a funny story on this.
Oh, those guys grew up on beans and cornbread. And, I grew up on McDonald's and bologna sandwiches, a little better deal.
Yeah.
I'd like to play the flute, Dad.
It ain't all right either. You're editing, but go ahead.
So if I tell you too much more, I have to kill you?
All right, we're over here at Randy Jackson's Fast and Wide, and we're going to get some quick interviews in with some coaches that are here. So, Coach, if you can, introduce yourself. Tell me where you are and what you do there.
Yes, sir. My name is Joe Cary. I'm the head football coach and campus athletic coordinator at Tomball Memorial High School in Tomball ISD.
Okay, good deal. And then you said this was your first year there as the head coach, huh?
That's right.
All right, awesome. All right, Coach, well, we're going to go through these parts then. First, tell me, why do you coach?
Well, it probably goes back to high school, junior high school, growing up, and just the coaches that I had that made such an impact on my life. And I really go back all the way to growing up in Breckenridge, Texas. Jerry Taylor.
Oh, you're a Buckaroo, huh?
Yeah, well, moved after my sophomore year, went to Abilene Wiley, played for Hugh Sandifer. And then just the impact that coaches made in my life. I knew from a pretty early age that's what I wanted to do with my life. And my mom, my grandmother, both my older sisters were all in education, so kind of come from a family of teachers, so knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, now what year did you graduate high school?
94.
Okay, now a good buddy of mine was at Breckenridge when you were there. He was a little older than you. He's my age. He's a 91 grad, James Humphreys.
James Humphreys.
Yeah,
I know exactly who
Coach
you're talking
Humphrey,
about.
and then we coached together. We played against each other when I was at Bridgeport, and then we coached together over at Clifton a while back. So
I know exactly who he is.
All right, good deal.
Absolutely.
All right, well, tell me this, Coach. What's your favorite pass route?
Oh, my favorite pass route, holy cow. It's got to be the curl wheel.
Okay.
The curl wheel, they'll turn that wheel route loose every once in a while.
Yeah. No, that is a good one.
It's a good one.
All right, what's your favorite run play?
Power.
Oh, yes. That was number one in the interviews we've done so far.
Absolutely.
Going through the whole fall, and power is number one. That's my favorite. All right, favorite sports quote?
Oh, man, favorite sports quote. I don't know if I have one memorized, but
just any of them you can think of.
I'm
you
a
really
big
like.
fan of Nick Saban.
Oh, okay.
So probably something from Coach Saban. I love his little speech he gave to the reporters about the power of nothing. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
I've heard pieces of it.
Yeah. So that's probably one that stands out to me.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite football stadium that you've played in or coached in?
Oh, man. Well, I was the head coach for a couple of years at Hondo.
Okay.
Right west of San Antonio. So if you know that area,
I'm in Kerrville.
Been to beautiful Berry Field in Hondo, Texas.
All right.
It's a cool little place. It's a neat stadium.
I've heard about that.
Got a lot of history and tradition there, so I'd probably have to say Hondo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite pregame song?
Oh, my gosh. Man, Coach, for me personally, just to clear my mind and kind of get my mind ready, I listen to praise and worship music.
Hey, I'm with you. I did the same thing.
Praise and worship music.
Cody Slater at Benbrook does the same thing. Listen to Chris Tomlin.
Right. So I like. I'll turn on Third Day Radio on Pandora.
Ah, cool.
So that's kind of my go-to station there.
I'm like you. I needed to be relaxed and calm before the game, and that just helped me do it. And Cody Slater had told me the same thing over at Benbrook. He said that he was a Chris Tomlin guy, and that's kind of what he liked beforehand to get relaxed. That's good. Okay, favorite football movie?
Favorite football movie? Man, there's some good ones.
There are. I know normally people get these questions ahead of time. The coaches do, so they have a chance to look at them.
One of my favorites is Kevin Costner's the general manager. Is it Draft Day? Is that what it's called? Where Kevin Costner's the GM of the football team.
I don't remember.
I think it's called Draft Day. I
haven't seen that one. Okay.
It's really good.
Okay. I'll have to watch it now.
It's a good one.
All right, good deal.
Yep.
What about your favorite sports movie overall?
I'm a Hoosiers guy, man. Hoosiers is my favorite.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
I threw in that picket fence comment from one of our episodes in the
if it's ever on TV,
intro on the deal.
I usually stop and watch it.
That's a real good one. That's been a lot of them's favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a favorite movie quote? Any good movie quotes?
Quote?
Like Outlaw Josie Wales or something?
Yeah. I think there's some good ones from A Few Good Men.
Oh yeah.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
That's always a good one. Top Gun. I feel the need for speed.
Oh yeah.
When you're in the fast and wide offense,
that's right.
You feel the need for speed, right?
That's right.
Those are probably some of my favorites.
All right, good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about the NIL stuff?
I think it's probably a positive that college athletes are receiving some payment for what they do, and I get it. I think the rules or the lack thereof right now are completely out of control.
Okay.
I think it's becoming free agency. It's not NIL. It's pay to play.
Yeah.
They're not receiving payment for their name, image, and likeness. They're getting paid $5, $6, $7, $8 million to come play here.
Yeah.
So I think the NCAA has kind of let it get out of control. I do think college athletes have a right to earn some money for what they do and what they bring to the university, but the way it's set up right now is a completely broken system. So
I got you. I agree with you.
I don't know what the fix is, other than people talk about college football being its own entity, and put Nick Saban or Mac Brown or one of these guys in charge of it. Let them be the commissioner. I don't know. So who knows?
It's going to be weird. Yeah.
I'm scared of where it's going to be in 5 years if they don't do something about it.
Yeah. No. True. Okay. How do you feel about the transfer portal?
I think it's also out of control. I get I think a coach leaves for another job. Maybe give those kids. You get a one-time pass. Your coach. You just committed to university. Whatever, and coach leaves and takes a new job. I get that. I understand that, but this just hopping around from year to year because I don't get my way.
Yeah.
Again, I think the NCAA has just let it get out of control. So,
and you combine that with the NIL stuff, and it's just a complete free-for-all.
I understand there's situations where a kid maybe needs a fresh start, or getting back close to home. I think there's some extenuating circumstances sometimes that maybe be even out of a kid's control, but this just jumping around because I don't get playing time, or I don't get my way, or I don't get this, or I don't get that. I think we've just created an even more magnified sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
And now it's trickling down to the high school. So we have kids at the high school level that, they think they ought to be the starter and they're not, and so I'll just move.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So again, I think NCAA's created a world of mass chaos that is just kind of out of control right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. Well, Coach, hey, thanks for taking the time to visit with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thanks for what you do.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor, and that is Coach Randy Jackson.
If you're training your athletes for strength, speed, and technique, you're just keeping up with everyone else. The real edge today is in mental performance. My name is Randy Jackson, and with 33 years of experience, I understand the messaging athletes need, both in season and off season. This is why I created the Blueprint, a plug-and-play system where I serve as your team's virtual mental performance coach. Unlike traditional character programs, the Blueprint delivers mental training that empowers your athletes to think sharper and perform better. Every Division I and pro team trains the mental game. Let me be that coach for your team and give your athletes the competitive edge they need. Join the Blueprint family and help us develop the next generation of mentally tough athletes. Learn more about the Blueprint on CoachRandyJackson.com or call or text me at 214-471-0070.
Volume's down for some reason. Okay. All right, Coach, if you can, tell me your name and where you coach and why you coach.
I am Brent Pickard. I am the offensive coordinator at Eau Claire Memorial High School in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So that's about an hour from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota on the western side.
So that's why you're
Wisconsin.
wearing shorts and a tank top right now.
It is beautiful here. 50 degrees. Are you kidding me? That we had 25 below earlier this week. So this is summertime.
God, yeah, I bet. No, that's cool. It's really neat. Y'all come all the way down here for the Fast and Wide Clinic.
It's great. Great group of coaches, and you're always learning things, and really reinvigorates you, just because the passion that these men have to work with kids and give back to their communities. It sounds a little corny, but for me, it's very inspiring, and it's sort of the juice that keeps you going.
Yeah, I've enjoyed listening to the guys the last couple of days. It's been really awesome.
And I've been coaching for over 30 years now, and we talk about why do you do this, and at first, I was an athlete, and you're kind of this competitive guy, and you get that. And I think for a lot of us, at some point, you realize you're doing it for a different reason. That you look in your ability to help young people get through. We deal with teenagers. That's a tough time, and to help them navigate that and hopefully set them up to become, successful and good adults.
Yeah, no, that's cool. All right, well, let's go to some of these rapid fire questions. What's your favorite pass route?
All-time mesh. It just has a lot of answers for everything.
Like the old school Tony Franklin mesh?
Old school Tony Franklin
okay.
mesh. Yeah, that's probably my all-time favorite.
That's a good one. That's been a lot of them's favorite, too. Now, what's your favorite run play?
Wide zone. And I think with the wide zone,
now, they're going to be talking about that today, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Michael will be talking about that. And with wide zone, you got to spend a lot of time on it. It's an expensive play. But the run fits for the defense, I feel like they keep changing. And it's the linebackers, like I'm sure you have down here, linebackers, they are people who, what they want to do is run downhill and hit, and those fits are changing for them, so it's real easy for them to overrun, and it's been a good play for us.
All right, what's your favorite sports quote?
Favorite sports quote? Winning isn't everything, but making the effort to win is. If you're from Wisconsin, you're going to quote Coach Lombardi.
I got you. That's a good one. All right, what's your favorite football stadium you've played or coached in?
I guess I'll go with Camp Randall in Madison. That's where our state championships are, where the Badgers play. It's 80,000 seats, pretty fun place when you get the opportunity to play there.
No, that's cool. All right, favorite pregame song?
Okay, so my oldest son is a wrestling guy, right? And so there is a song. The performer's name in WWE was Edge, and I can't even tell you what the name of the song was, but that was one of them. It just had the right.
Right
beat. You're right. You're trying to get that.
I got you. Okay, favorite football movie?
Favorite football movie? Brian's Song, the original.
Oh, okay.
With James Caan and Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, that strikes at the heart and really speaks to that brotherhood of that is there in football.
Yeah, that was. God, I haven't even heard of that movie in so long, but that was a great one.
It's a good movie.
That was.
Good movie.
Favorite sports movie overall?
You're going to get letters about, what's this guy from Wisconsin? Kevin Costner has a movie called For the Love of the Game where he's throwing a no-hitter, and for whatever reason, I just really like the movie.
Well, anything with Kevin Costner is going to be good. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and then I always liked Moneyball. I thought that was a really good movie because I think it was, the disparity in Major League Baseball. And, up in Wisconsin, we got a small market team, and but finding different ways to overcome, I think any of those sports is so often such a great metaphor for life because, it's about struggle and overcoming those struggles to get to success. So any movie that touches on those sorts of things, I think hits home.
No, that's good. You have a favorite movie quote?
golly, it's probably going to be something out of Bull Durham.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones in that one.
There's a lot of good when he's going over and talking about the, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes it rains.
The random stuff in there. Okay, how do you feel about the NIL stuff?
Oh boy, that's it's tough, and especially at the college level. I said, well, look, Wisconsin Badgers never sold a number 99 jersey until a fellow by the name of J.J. Watt showed up, and then they sold 99 jerseys. So I completely understand that, player, somebody's making a lot of money off what that player does on the field. But, right now it's the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
And, you just don't know from day to day who's going to be on a team. And I think, for college football, I think it's going to be tough for fans. I guess if you're, among those few teams at the very top, it's probably good. But if everyone else is a feeder program, I don't know that that's great. And money's cool, but there's so much more to the experience about it. And then at the high school level.
See, okay, and I didn't even know what he was talking about yesterday when Coach Beck was up there talking about preparing for NIL here in Texas, and I kept thinking, we've got NIL. What are you talking about? I didn't realize he was talking about high school. I didn't know other states did high school NIL.
Yeah, I think there's like 30-plus states that do it. We do not have it in Wisconsin, and I'm thankful just because, I don't know, again, what are the rules?
Yeah.
And, I'm 1,000 years old, and I still think that high school athletics are an extension of the classroom, and we're teaching things, and so I think it's a tough thing, but I also know that the world is a little bit different than the one I grew up in the 1960s. So.
Yeah. I got you. Well, what do you feel? How do you feel about the transfer portal?
Again, I can see it from the player's perspective. Now, my eldest son is a administrator in a Division III conference, and they've lost some players up to Power 4 conferences, really really good players. And I think for the players, it's a good thing. What I worry about is what we're seeing now is the high school kid, the good high school player, maybe not the great high school player. Those kids will find their way, but the good high school players. I think their path into a Division I school is much harder because of it. I think college coaches are having to recruit their own kids continually to keep them around. Then you're recruiting the portal, and recruiting of the high school kids starts to drop down the list of.
Well, and I've heard that complaint from a lot of high school coaches saying the same thing about our kids aren't even getting looked at, and this kid can play.
Yeah.
And
talking with our kids, and we got a couple right now who are seniors who are good football players, aren't really getting, and they're kind of all right. It's January, you got to start making some decisions about stuff, and I'm like, look, here's maybe a smaller school, and probably a situation where you're going to have to go improve yourself here and everything, but a scholarship and paying for tuition are two different things as well, right. And it's a tough situation, and the whole thing. It feels like the NCAA had this no, and then threw up its hands and said, "Well, I guess there are no rules," and
just threw both doors open wide and said, "Come on in."
and I tell you, I was actually talking to a couple college coaches last week up there, and I'm old. I'm supposed to look tired, but these guys are 30 years old. And they are just being run ragged. So I can see why a lot of them are saying, "Boy, I'm not sure I signed up for this."
Yeah, so you're right. I bet you're right. I bet there's going to be a lot of those things that people didn't think about to begin with that are just casualties of everything that's going on. Your collateral damage that happens, with all of this too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's 5 years ago, who would have thought we had this sort of situation? Who knows where we'll be 5 years? Here's what I do know. I still believe this. The game of football is the greatest game ever handed down to us from the gods. It tests your mettle. It can make you better. There's all those things. I just believe that, and as long as we understand and keep that what makes football great. I think it, the game itself. I think it's so important for our young people to be able to participate and just the lessons that they learn. And because as we all know, as we get older, life ain't easy, and football prepares you for that.
That's true. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to visit with me for a few minutes, and wish you the best up there up north.
Well, thanks much. If you ever want to go ice fishing, just give me a call.
That sounds good, Coach. Thanks again.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, just tell me your name, where you coach, and what you do there, and why you coach.
Yes, sir. Canon McWilliams. I'm the head football coach and athletic director at Big Spring, Texas. And why I coach, kind of grew up in it. And Dad was a coach, Granddad was a coach, and just kind of fell in love with it. Obviously played sports going through junior high and high school, and just always wanted to be involved in sports and being involved in kids' lives.
Where'd your dad coach?
He coached kind of all over the place, but ended up finishing at McCamey. And, and so I went to McCamey from 8th grade on. And so I guess if you say that as a coach's kid, if I had a hometown, that would be my hometown.
Okay, cool. All right, favorite pass route?
Oh, favorite pass route would be, again, we've evolved to fast and wide from the air raid. So favorite pass route would be mesh.
Okay. Yep, that's a lot of them's favorite. That's the old Tony Franklin drag.
Yes, sir. So you've got the mesh, and then you can have the post with the outside receiver. But we always liked it to where you could bring them in tight and run mesh and have over the ball, and then kind of stole it from Sark in Texas and have the back run a wheel route.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you know
yes,
what?
Sir.
In my mind, I was thinking shallow.
Oh, hey,
Mesh,
shallow's a good one too.
Mesh is a little different. I forgot.
Yes, sir.
I was getting that mixed up in my head. I ran the split back veer, so you can see why I get the pass routes mixed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Favorite run play?
Favorite run play, and again, evolving into this, it'd have to be power.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a good one. Favorite sports quote?
Ooh, favorite sports quote.
Was there a quote you like to tell your kids?
Man, I always like the big one with talking about, with Michael Jordan, and again, I'm not quoting it verbatim, but it talks about how many shots, he missed and basically not being afraid of failure. And he said, I've shot however many shots, I've missed this many times, but this is what will be why I succeed, if that makes sense. So not to be afraid of failure. They always talk about Michael Jordan, how many game-winning shots he hit, but in this quote, and again, I'm not quoting it exactly right, it talks about how many times and how many shots he's missed, and that's why he's able to succeed.
Yeah, no, that's good. Favorite football stadium you've coached or played in?
So favorite one that I would have to say played in would just have to be my hometown stadium. It's just because there's nothing like playing for your high school team and playing in your hometown stadium. But the favorite one that I've coached in is probably the one at ACU. And, when they renovated it and did that, we actually got to play in a second-round playoff game versus Springtown. And it was actually kind of an afternoon game. So it's a cool setting and, again, very pretty but also very pricey.
I believe it. You played Coach Hewitt over there, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he does a good job. And they're always competitive. And his deal is they get in a billion formations, so they make you obviously put in the work on the defensive side and make sure you can line up correctly. But he's got it rolling at Springtown. Does a very good job.
Yeah, he does. I had to coach against him when he was at Eastland.
Oh, yes, sir.
I was
yes,
at
sir.
Clifton.
Yes, sir.
I coached against him for a
while.
while.
Now, were they still running it? Because, and again, this is getting off topic, but I think they still ran. Were they running Tony Franklin at that time? Did they give you a bunch of formations and stuff like that?
It was all spread stuff. It probably was Tony Franklin. They'd get out there pretty quick, run their spread
yes,
stuff,
sir.
And kick our butt. I remember that. We had a hard time.
But no, good guy does a really good job. Really good job.
Okay, favorite pregame song?
God, this is going to be throwing it back a little bit, but it'd probably have to be In the Air Tonight, just the original.
That's number one overall?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Randy told me that. Randy said there was they did some study or something recently or did some poll, and that's the number one
there's just
of
something
all
there,
time.
There's something to it to where you're standing around, it's kind of slow, builds up, and then when those drums hit, man, and of course now, you think of The Hangover when the drums hit and then Mike Tyson's punching a guy, but yeah.
That's funny. Favorite football movie?
Favorite football movie, I would have to say probably Remember the Titans.
Yeah, that is a good one. Favorite sports movie overall?
Going along those same lines. Favorite sports movie
might be the same
all
one.
Time. And this is also throwing it back to the early 90s, but probably The Program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that was
intense.
Intense.
And obviously wasn't, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, The Program.
Okay. Favorite movie quote overall?
Favorite movie quote. Golly.
You can't handle the truth.
Man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Someone said that yesterday, I think.
Man, I'll tell you what, and again, there's a bunch of them, but one that comes to mind, and especially in this role and being an athletic director and having to do some of the different things, and being a head football coach, as you know, the scene in Tombstone to where Doc Holliday's talking about getting in one of those fights. They'd just been in a gunfight, and one of the guys asked him, say, "Hey, why do you do all this? Why do you go through all this?" And he's like deathly ill, and the guy says something about, he says, "Well, Wyatt Earp is my friend." And the guy said, "Well, hell, Doc, I've got a lot of friends." "I don't." Well, that makes a ton of sense to where you get guys that are in the building or coaching profession that are loyal to you, and you'll go to the end of the earth. And when you find out in this head coach, athletic director role, you don't have a ton of those guys. And I don't know if that even makes sense.
Oh, no, that's an awesome quote,
what
too.
we're doing. But, yeah, when he says, "Well, I don't," and it rings true.
Well, and I don't think anybody could have played that part as good for Doc Holliday.
So good. And you're talking about favorite movies and favorite movie quotes, but just overall movie, Tombstone is hard to beat.
Oh, yeah. No, it's got tons of great quotes in there. It's like the modern version of the Outlaw Josie Wales, where he had Clint Eastwood had all those good quotes in that one, and now you've got all these great ones in the newer one. How do you feel about the NIL stuff?
I'm for kids getting compensated, because for years and kids were, they're bringing. I'm just talking about football stuff, but bringing in all this money, and I think it's good to have them get some kind of benefit from it. And let me just tell a story on NIL. My granddad played for LSU in the 50s. Billy Cannon won the Heisman Trophy. But long story short, on the NIL stuff is, he would always tell these stories, and one of the stories he always told was, they were fixing to play somebody big game at home, and one of the other running backs comes up to him and says, "Hey, are you not nervous?" He looked up in the stands. He's like, "No, my section's full." In other words, he was allotted some tickets, and he sold them, so he was making, "No, I'm good." But anyway, so that was kind of NIL before NIL. But no, the NIL stuff I think is good, but I think you've got to find a way to regulate it. Some of the numbers are getting astronomical, and you've got to be able to. I mean, if we're going to do that, not we, but if college is going to do that stuff, then there's got to be a way to regulate it, and also hold coaches and kids accountable to where, hey, if you sign somewhere and you're going for however much, well, then there's got to be some obligations of you to stay 1-2 years, and if you leave, then there's got to be something. And I don't know if giving back whatever you signed for, I don't even know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
There's got to be a way to hold some people
accountable. You complete
accountable.
this, then you get your money.
Yes, then just like you would in a contract, right? Just like when you go to the NFL, you can't just midway through the season say, "Hey, I'm not playing for you. Well, now I'm going to go to the Commanders, and they're going to pay me too. But I'm going to keep that money you just gave me."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, makes sense. What about the transfer portal? How do you feel about that?
Man, Again, I think there's still got to be more guidelines. I think the old rule was to where if you transferred, you still had to sit out a year. I think that goes with the NIL stuff as far as I think you've got to be able to, if you go to a school and you commit to a school, well, then you should at least have to see that, you shouldn't be able to just drop halfway through the year.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in the portal, that's fine, but you got to make it through the end of the year, get in the portal. But then there's also got to be some guidelines to where you can't just hop from team to team to team without any. There's got to be a consequence. If that makes sense.
No, it does, because you get no loyalty to the schools anymore. None.
And again, I'm all for kids having the right to choose and stuff like that. But again, if you commit to a team, and then all of a sudden, just like in high school sports, halfway through you decide, "Hey, I'm not going to be in this town. I'm going to go somewhere else." Well, just like if you quit a sport in high school and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and go to that." There's consequences and guidelines for that.
Right.
There's a way for you to do that, but there's obviously going to be consequences for that. So all for kids doing that, but at the same time, there's got to be consequences, because I think that's also teaching kids, right, in the real world, once they have a different job. If you quit halfway through your contract, there's consequences for that.
Yeah.
In our profession, if you just say, "Hey, I'm not going to teach anymore," well, schools can hold your certificate and not allow you to go teach somewhere else if they want to.
Yeah. No, it makes complete sense.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking a few minutes. Like I said, I need to get out to Big Spring to do the full interview with you at some point.
Definitely, man. We'd love to have you, and I appreciate you just visiting with me. Again, basically a peon of this sport, but I just enjoy talking. Yes,
no, I've known your name for a long time, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's take a quick break and hear from Coach Index. CoachIndex.net. Remember the website. One day it'll be the largest database of private instructors for sports, academics, and fine arts. Parents can go on, click on what they're looking for, and give their location, and it'll pull up all instructors matching their criteria in their area. Now, we're still trying to fill up the database of tutors, private coaches, and private music teachers here at Coach Index. So if you know of anyone that does private instructing of any kind for students or athletes, please tell them to register for free at CoachIndex.net so that parents can find the help their son or daughter needs. Whether it's music lessons, English tutoring, or pitching lessons, Coach Index is the place to find it. Instructors can go to CoachIndex.net and register for free, so please help us spread the word about Coach Index. All right, Coach. Hey, thanks for sitting down with me. If you can, just say your name, where you coach, what you do there, and why you coach.
Dennis Dunn, and I'm the athletic director and head football coach at North Desoto High School in Stonewall, Louisiana. We're about 7 miles south of the Shreveport, Bossier City area there in northwest Louisiana. I coach, to impact kids. I mean, it is, as I said yesterday in my talk, it's my ministry. It's my opportunity to share values with young men that will hopefully impact their lives after they leave me. Will something that we've instilled in them help them become a better father, a better husband, a better leader in the community. And over 40 years, I've had so many come back and say the principles that they learned in our program helped change their life, but also helped give them some tools to navigate life, and that's why I do what I do.
Well, I tell you, I enjoyed listening to you talk yesterday, and Randy talked so highly of you. And you have, did he tell me 9 state championships there in Louisiana too?
Yeah, two. We've been to the Dome 11 times, 9 wins, and 2 runners up in our time. That is
awesome.
So
that is awesome. Well, you've been blessed in a lot of ways, then, haven't you? Just not with.
I have. It's been like I said, early in my career, I really felt like God was calling me into full-time ministry, and He was. I mean, I'm an ordained minister, so I do a lot of preaching. But when I did that and basically gave Him my life, I gave Him my career as well. And at that point, that's when I felt like God put His hand on what I do. He knows our business a whole lot better than we do. And when we make it about Him, I can fully say that He's, we humble ourselves under His mighty hand. He will exalt us in due time. He's the reason that I believe we've been there 11 times and we've got 9 wins. I mean, it was not my genius or my coaching X's
it's
and
not
O's.
Not all fast and wide.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think God put His hand on a young guy that said, I'm giving you this, and you do with this whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, Coach. I love that. And I love the way you said yesterday that, you said you had mentioned at first that you thought you were being called into full-time ministry, and then He said you are.
Yeah.
It's just out there with those boys.
Right, and I'm letting you keep your whistle.
That's right. That's what you said. That was awesome. But all right, what's your favorite pass route, Coach?
I still love the Y cross. So the Y cross is something that we've done for years, and it's in all of our. If you run fast and wide, it's in all of our gas menus. We're going to have a Y cross every week.
Oh, cool. Favorite run play?
It would be our power play, where it's the guard kick and the H-back wrap. So.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be our.
So you do it a little different with the guard. That's getting more common, isn't it? Where the guard's kicking and the fullback's
we don't run a whole lot of GT counter, but we do run what we call our power play, which is the guard kick with the H-back wrapping.
Okay. Yeah, my son and them did a lot of that at Angelo State. He was that H-back And he kept saying, we run power a lot. And I said, I didn't see it in that game. He goes, yeah. He goes, but I'm the rapper. He goes, that guard's kicking first, and I'm rapping instead of the reverse order because I was an old split back guy. Yeah. And so it was always opposite order with it. But that's a great play. What's your favorite sports quote?
Favorite sports quote? Let's see. Okay, here's one I like. In this world of give and take, there are very few people who are willing to give what it takes. So always be willing to give what it takes. I think Nick Saban says it best. It takes what it takes. And so most people in life aren't willing to give what it takes. So when you do, I think you put yourself in an elite group of human beings.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good one. What's your favorite football stadium you've coached or played in?
It's got to be the Superdome. I mean, there's no place like that in Louisiana. So yeah, that's the ultimate venue to play a high school game in.
Oh, cool. Favorite pregame song?
Oh, man. I don't know. Our colors are red, so I think the name of it is Red Kingdom, where I don't know if that's the name of the song, but our kids love it, and that's what we've run out to the last few years. So somebody will have to figure it out. It's called Red Kingdom.
I'm going to have to look that up now. Favorite football movie?
Probably The Longest Yard.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. What about favorite sports movie overall?
The Hoosiers.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Run the picket fence.
Yeah, incredible movie. Yeah.
What about favorite movie quote?
Probably Tombstone.
There's a lot of good ones.
Where he said, "I'm your huckleberry."
Yeah. That's a great meme too over there.
I'll be your huckleberry.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's awesome in that.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about the NIL stuff?
I don't like it. I mean, again, I probably don't know enough about it and probably need to educate myself a little bit more. But I think this NIL and portal has ruined college football as we knew it in my generation. I mean, it's no longer an amateur sport, and it's become professional football. So for me, I think I think that's one of the reasons, I've already mentioned Coach Saban. I think that's the reason he got out, was because it's with money being the priority, these kids with this portal opportunity, it's ruined the opportunity for coaches to build a culture, to build a program, because you're playing with one-year kids every year.
That's crazy.
And it's impossible to build a culture and build a program. That's why most of us got in it, because we want to build something special, something bigger than the individual. And now it's all about the individual, and it's totally, in my mind, destroyed college football. It's professional football.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. Well, good. That answered my last question, too, about the portal. So that's perfect. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. I won't keep you away from the clinic anymore.
I'm honored.
All right. We're still here at Coach Randy Jackson's Fast and Wide, and I've got my next guest up here to talk to us. So if you can, Coach, tell us your name, where you coach, what you do there, and why you coach.
Jeff Caffey. I'm at Big Spring High School. I'm the defensive coordinator. And
they made you come to a Fast and Wide clinic, and you're the D's.
Yes, sir. Well, you got to learn how to stop it a little bit.
Oh, there you go. That's true.
That's one of the big reasons. Why coach change kids' lives. I mean, there's a lot of kids that need us sometimes more than we need them, and they're the ones that I'm in it for. And it's not just them; it's all of them. But they more now than ever they need us.
Amen to that. Now, it's interesting. This, just so y'all know, this is the brother of episode 3, John David Caffey.
Yes,
my
sir.
old friend. So I finally got to meet his brother that he had talked so highly of. So it's good to get to meet you.
He's the best one out of all of us. So
that's not what he says. But yeah, this is a whole coaching family. Your dad and you and your brother
and my sister
and your sister. Yes, that's right.
My mom also coached for a time. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All 5 of us. They call us the coaching Caffeys.
It goes good together.
Yeah.
The double C's. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, well, that is cool. So, yeah. Okay, Coach. So tell me this. What's your favorite pass route?
I'm a big play action guy. I'd have to say bootleg. I like it because it gives you 3 levels, and they bite on the run. Fullback's always going to be open in the flat at least.
So from a defensive side, that's what you like defending the least, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is a tough one. Favorite run play?
Counter.
Okay.
There's different ways to run it, but counter's my favorite run play. And I just like hit and see gap.
Yeah.
It's right there on the edge. You can either get north or you can get inside and it can bounce. So you have a 2-way go depending on how they defend it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Favorite sports quote?
No excuses, do the work. We don't have time to be lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. And, if you work hard enough, you can always achieve something. So that's why I've always kind of hung my hat on that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's good. What's your favorite football stadium you've coached or played in?
Man, I like Fair Park Stadium at Childress. It's a unique environment. The old rock wall from way back, they've done a good job keeping the old tradition there with that
cool.
stadium. And I'd have to say Sweetwater. Both are kind of the same caliber stadium. Yeah. They're the original ones. You walk in there, you can just feel the history.
Yeah, West Texas has some really good ones.
Yes, sir. Those 2 would be the ones I like the most stadium-wise.
All right. Favorite pregame song?
Enter Sandman, Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a good one.
The build-up, it's time to go. Yeah, that and Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Those 2.
Yeah. Those are really good ones. I'm trying to remember who we used to play somebody that they did the Welcome to the Jungle, and that was like the name of, that's what they called their stadium. So it was really cool because they played
when I was at Slayton, they're the Tigers. And so when I took over, we called it Tiger Alley and had all our fans make a line on the left and right of the team, and we walked through the fans to get to the run-through. And because we looked at our stadium as the jungle, like you're talking about, we started that song, and when the song came on over the PA, that's when we would start our walk.
Oh, that's cool.
To the blow-up, and by the time, whatever the PA announcer had scripted words every time, by the time he got done saying that, that's when the song picked up. Couldn't have timed out any better. Yeah. We just got lucky, but that's why.
Yeah,
and
that is cool.
I mean, to hear you say that brought back that memory. And those kids ate it up, man.
Oh, I bet.
They ate it up.
That'll get them fired up. What's your favorite football movie?
It's got to be The Program. Came out while I was in high school. Steve Latimer was my favorite dude, even though he was on steroids. I'm not saying I agree with that.
He went crazy and threw his girlfriend across the room.
Yeah, well, when my favorite part of that is when he finally makes the starting defensive list, and he goes, yes, starting defense, plays the table. He goes in the parking lot and puts his head through some windshields. I mean, the coaches, the 2 coordinators are walking in. He goes, do you think we ought to tell Coach about that? And heck no, he doesn't want to know about this. Just even now, I laugh at that. But that's my favorite movie. They had to overcome a lot of adversity.
Yeah. All right. Favorite sports movie overall?
Had to be The Express, the Ernie Davis story.
That was good.
And
that's that actor that played. I can't remember that guy's name, but that actor was really good.
He did a great job. And I mean, that guy overcame so much in a time where struggle was real.
Yeah.
It's inspiring, and how he did it and what it meant to him to be that leader of that time. It's a great movie.
Yeah, that is.
I'll watch it every year before two-a-days.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, sir.
Favorite movie quote?
I guess I'm showing my age today. It had to be Tombstone, where Kurt Russell, Billy Bob Thornton, right there when they get to Tombstone, and he's acting like he's a big dog, and Kurt Russell smacks him around a little bit, and he's just standing there, and he goes, "You going to do something or stand there and bleed?"
That was great.
Come on, pup. That sticks out in my mind every time.
And I didn't even, when I first watched that movie, I don't even think I realized that was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Because he had gone from being really thin in a previous role I'd seen to kind of like Sling Blade when he had gained a lot of weight for that role in Sling Blade. And it was like, oh, crap, that's who that is.
Yeah. And then after that movie, he slimmed back down, and that's when he really took off, all the way up to where he is now in Landman. Now you see him, he's
awesome,
never been that chubby since. And I guess I wish I knew who his personal trainer was. Need to know what the heck's going on.
That's right. Okay, how do you feel about the NIL stuff?
I see it two ways. I'm glad those college kids are starting to get some recognition for it, but I think they took it too far to start.
Yeah.
I think they should have started smaller with a cap and built up to it. That way they could see what direction to go, and not think we should have put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Start small and find a happy medium, because, now I just think it's too easy to leave to go to something better.
Yeah.
And we're teaching kids the wrong things.
Yeah.
Do I think it's a good deal? Yes. Their name's on the jersey. They get that stuff sold. I get that part. I really do. But there needed to be a limit. There's got to be a limit at some point, or it's going to get so far out of hand that it hurts the game even more.
And that's what I don't understand about it, because when my first thought on all of it was, okay, basically now they can be a paid sponsor for something. So they can be on a commercial and get money, or they can get this. But then you look at it, it's just like, no, here's $1 million to come over here and play.
Right.
Wait, for who? What are you advertising? But it's not at all what I initially kind of thought.
I agree. Like I said, I'm glad they get something instead of being used in that realm.
Yeah.
But I think there's got to be a limit. There's got to be some different standards, or otherwise it's just going to be a cycle. Everybody's going to be going. We've already seen that.
Which ties right into that transfer portal.
Yeah.
And didn't the transfer portal, weren't you used to be allowed like one time? Didn't it start out where you could only go once or something, and now it's like unlimited? They can bounce all over the place, isn't it?
And I was watching one of the, I still say 1AA. Like I said, I guess I'm showing my age.
FBS or SCS, whatever.
Right. And it was the quarterback at Texas State. They went through his stops through it all, and I'm sitting here going, he played 1 year at Texas State, did well, but he was at 2-3 other places before he got to Texas State, and I'm going, how do you, being able to, I didn't get my way, or I wasn't getting this, and be able to just leave and go play somewhere else, and then somewhere else and somewhere else. That's going against what the game is supposed to teach kids. Now, if there's a really good reason, be objective. Find a way to, there's got to be a reason other than me.
Yeah.
But if I were to be able to pull any kid anywhere, any place, any time,
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you don't build consistency.
Right.
You don't build the culture we as high school guys build and work so hard to teach kids it's going to be a part of the rest of their life. Then you're able to do that, and it turns into what I call meism. It's not worth it. It's taken away what they're really there for.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the circumstances are viable to leave, fine, let them do it. But if it's just because I didn't get what I wanted, well,
yeah.
What did you do to try to make it better? You know what I'm saying? Did you really work hard enough? That's my thoughts. I may be off the mark, but
no, I think you're right on. Well, Coach, hey, I appreciate you sitting down for a few minutes. Sorry to take you away from the clinic,
no,
but
it's
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was just a few of the coaches that were here over at Randy Jackson's Fast and Wide Clinic. Thought I'd get some quick interviews in with some of them and just to meet some more people. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll be back to our normal episodes next week with Coach Jones from Kerrville Tivy.